Whoopsie, kind of overshot it there. We were supposed to stop here and then hop out.
Well, Ruby didn't get in the spot, so I had to go a little further.
Whoopsie. But good morning, adventurers.
Good morning.
It's another day and another friggin' parking lot. And there's an airport right there with planes coming and going nonstop, so.
This is way more chaotic than the Home Depot back in Missouri.
Yeah, but you guys know we have been finally traveling full-time in Clementine with little Ruby in tow. As it happens when you live full-time in an RV, things start to break and issues start to arise, things start to go wrong, and you gotta fix them. So that is why we have come to another Home Depot parking lot, because we're not really sure where else we could possibly work on this thing, because campsites don't allow you to work on anything or even wash your vehicle.
Yeah, I'm not even sure that Home Depot really would like us to be working on projects in their parking lot, but I know that a lot of van lifers and RV lifers do it, so we're gonna give it a try.
Yeah.
I could literally see an airplane just driving over there.
Yeah, they're so close. Yeah, it's like you see car, bus, airplane. Yeah, so we don't know if security is gonna drive by and tell us off or what. We did see a guy driving around and it said security on his car, so.
We'll see what happens, but we got things that we have to do, dang it.
You guys know that we got that new propane tank installed, but it's a different form factor than our previous one, and it's all tucked up under there, and it basically needs an access door so you can get to all the different valves and ports and stuff. So we need to cut a hole in this baby, right about there, and fix a whole laundry list of other things, which we'll get to in just a bit. But first things first, we have a whole list of supplies and stuff that we need, and luckily, we're in a Home Depot parking lot, so anything that we could possibly need is just a jump away, right over there.
It's gonna be very efficient if we can make it work.
But we don't have all day. Time is of the essence. Yes. We need to get some stuff done. First stop, Home Depot. Just walking around Home Depot like this and looking for all these different things to solve all these little problems we have in the RV is really making me miss when we had a big project to work on. Are you feeling that too or no?
I am, but I'm also anticipating all the issues we're about to run into in the parking lot.
It's gonna go great. But I know we always talk about, like, you know, getting a house or land or starting some other project, and we're not gonna let any cats out of the bag, but something might be coming up. I know we say this all the time, but you know.
We say it all the time. We take you guys house hunting with us all the time, and then nothing happens. But one day, something
a lot of stuff
will.
happens behind the scenes, you know, that, you know, one day we're gonna do something crazy, okay?
We're gonna do something crazy.
Crazier than what we're doing right now.
But I am very much looking forward to getting these projects done, because they have been weighing on us for a while. Okay, so we didn't actually buy all that stuff.
That was Allison's idea.
I thought it was so funny. We were grabbing all these little things, and I was like, I want bigger things.
Yeah, this is actually the stuff we need. It's a lot of little stuff. So this is the big purchase. We need some kind of a drill in our RV to complete these projects. We just need one in general. It's well over $100, so kind of hurts, but must be done.
We're gonna use it all day long to get our money's worth.
We are gonna tackle the big project first, and that is cutting a hole right here so we can put this little access door on here and access all the little controls and valves and stuff to the propane tank. The other one, all the controls are in a line and it's tilted down, so it's meant to be accessed from under the skirt of the RV. This one, however, is meant to be accessed through like a compartment door or something. All the different controls are kind of on top of each other. And some of you guys asked why we don't do like a remote fill valve, which basically would mean we would mount something here that connects to the tank that you can actually fill from here. That is an option we could do. I've never done it before, so I'm not like 100% comfortable doing it. And I like the door approach because you get to just access everything that's on the tank, and you can read the fill level and stuff like that, because right now it's really hard to tell how much propane's left in the tank. So we can just pull this door down, take a little peek, button it right back up. And of course we could have just modified the brackets and angled this new tank. The problem with that is the manufacturer tells you to keep the tank level. You're not supposed to tilt it. And I think you're gonna hurt your capacity if you do that, and we just wanted to do it the right way. So we kept it nice and level. This is really cool watching all these planes come in. They're just so freaking close to you. They're so massive. All right, anyway, enough chit-chatting. Let's freaking get something done.
Yeah, let's put big gaping holes in our RV.
Yeah, another hole in Clementine. Nothing to it but to do it. This always makes me nervous when I'm putting a hole in our aluminum, you know? Because I'm gonna put a hole in there, and then promptly after that, you're gonna say, oh wait, we didn't think about this, or we didn't think about that. And then I'm gonna go. right, so that ended up being pretty stupid. So I ended up just doing the technique where you just drill a bunch of holes and then kind of use that to cut it out. At this point, I'm feeling like I should have just bought the multi-tool, but it was literally like another over $100 to get it. But I would have been done with this by now, but now I'm too far in. I gotta continue. We were hoping that we wouldn't have to cut into any of this wood, but it turns out we will have to kind of cut this sliver out. This is actually the skirting that we built way back in the day. We rebuilt all these pieces. Sorry,
Eric's dad and brother, if you guys are watching this, because we made you do a lot of this, and now we're ripping it to pieces.
Yep. Y'all, it must be our lucky day. Would you believe that there is some random taco truck in this Home Depot parking lot?
I'm so excited, and they had Topo Chico inside Home Depot.
Oh yeah.
It's a glorious day.
Did you say Topo Chico inside Home Depot?
Yeah.
A poem by Allison?
A poem. You're welcome, Paul. Whoa, lunch is served, and I didn't have to lift a finger. We built this desk here so that we could have beautiful views while we eat. The parking lot is not the view that maybe we intended.
You guys can just imagine that outside this window is a beautiful serene lake or a mountainscape or something.
Yeah, there we go.
You know, there actually is a mountainscape.
I mean,
it's kind of the most beautiful Home Depot spot that I've ever seen. I mean, it's surrounded by all these mountains with clouds peeking over and stuff.
Oh, baby.
Oh, yeah.
We did 3 tacos and we got their queso tacos. Maybe we didn't need so much cheese. Holy moly.
We made the exact right call.
I think this is my asada one. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Queso taco, baby.
Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. It's just so good. It's so cheesy. These are like handmade corn tortillas. Usually we have to do a lot of research to find local gems like this. It's nice when it just falls in your lap, though.
All right, so we're going to eat all this up and then back to work.
We'll get our strength to work. That's what you sound like when you go to the Home Depot and you eat tacos in their parking lot.
Sometimes you just need one tool to open the packaging for another.
And an even bigger tool to utilize the tool.
I knew that joke was coming. I knew it. Anyway, we got some tin snips because we need them to clean up this hole and make it a little bit wider. But so far, we got the wood out. The door doesn't quite fit, but we're gonna get there. It's gonna work, y'all, as usual. We could have just used these probably from the beginning, but we knew we'd have to go through some of this wood, and I figured maybe this could kill 2 birds with 1 stone, but it kind of only killed 1 bird and kind of hacked the other one away. So
that looks so nice now already.
This is called trial and error, y'all. Mostly error. All right, the door freaking fits. It is in there, you guys, and I think spacing-wise, it's all perfect. It's gonna work. Now we just have to put on our trusty butyl, seal this whole thing up, screw it, glue it.
That's all there is to it.
Nice one.
Thanks.
And just like that, hatch is installed, baby. See, this is what I was saying earlier. You can access the valve here, the fill level, and then of course the fill valve and this little overflow valve. So it's nice that you can just pull this down and get access to all that stuff, you know.
I mean, when we started this, I was horrified, but now look, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it works. And of course, this is a stark white right now, but give it probably a week and this will be yellow.
It'll turn this color.
Yeah, they always say that these are like UV stable, but they always end up turning like this.
They're not. They never are, lies.
I think we've outstayed our welcome here at the Home Depot parking lot. It took all day just to do that project, you guys.
There's actually still a lot more projects we have planned for the inside, but we want to make our way to, I think we're staying at a rest stop tonight?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, so we got to go hit the store, grab some supplies, go to the rest stop, make sure we can get a spot, you know, because it's a pretty small rest stop. And then we might continue working there because we still got a lot more to do on the inside. Whew, it never ends.
It's a daisy. Nope. All right, we have officially made it to the rest stop. We're kind of taking up a few spots on the far side. I think it's gonna be okay.
Yeah, there are tons of spots at this rest stop and they're all open, so I think we're gonna be
it'll be okay. But we were freaking out about time because we knew we wanted to get here and claim a spot, but we also needed to go to the grocery store. But then we realized that we actually had one more HelloFresh meal from our box.
So that means dinner is saved and a lot less work for us.
A lot less work, and it's a really yummy one. I forgot I was saving it for last.
But that's right, there once again sponsoring today's video. So we wanted to give them a huge thanks as usual for supporting the channel. They deliver fresh quality produce and pre-portioned ingredients from the farm to your door in less than 7 days. And one thing we really love about it is you don't have to be a pro chef or anything. You just follow a few steps that are on the card and then enter flavor country, baby.
We cook all the time, and I'm always online trying to find new recipes to make. But the problem with always making new recipes is that each recipe requires different ingredients. So you go to the store and you buy whole bottles of things just to make one dish. And then you end up with a cabinet like this filled with just whole things of seasonings and spices and sauces. That is one thing that is very nice about HelloFresh. They send you the exact proportions so that you don't have anything left over to shove into a cabinet.
As usual, it turned out to be a friggin' masterpiece. This is creamy Tuscan spaghetti and meatballs. I was just about to say, you did a really good job, but really HelloFresh did most of the work.
HelloFresh does it all.
But you did some of the work. You know, you moved the ingredients around, right? HelloFresh is still doing the 16 meal deal, so if you head to HelloFresh.com and you use the code EndlessAdventure16, they're gonna give you 16 free meals as well as free shipping. And we can recommend. I mean, come on, you don't wanna eat this? I know you do.
Yeah.
But for now, I'm gonna eat it, so buzz off. Yo, we had a surprisingly amazing night here at this rest stop. I mean, there's a lot of road noise and all this stuff and people coming and going, but for some reason, I just slept like a baby. But our peaceful rest stop stay was quickly interrupted. I was sitting here just like working on a video with my headphones in, and all of a sudden I felt a rumble, and I was like, holy cow, it's a California earthquake or something. I was freaking. And then I took my headphones off and I was like, what vehicle could possibly be making this noise? And I looked out and there's a biker gang of like 50 bikers swarming the RV. But man, these guys look serious. They got like shaved heads, head tattoos, big badass bikes.
It's like Sons of Anarchy in real life.
At first I thought it was gonna be some like Mad Max thing where it's gonna be them versus us or something, but they just completely ignored us.
One more project completed. We got this really cool antler wall hanging thing from Hobby Lobby, and we've been needing more space to dry our towels, so now we have more hanging space. Sadly, while this door might look really cool now, it's still giving us problems, y'all. It still is catching.
If you guys have been following along, you know that we ended up shaving down this door because the floor is uneven, and we did that so that it wouldn't scrape the floor. But it's still scraping the floor.
And it turns out it's because our screws are giving out on us. I think we put too small of screws in there. It's not holding the hinge up. So this top hinge is just getting cockeyed.
But I think the hinges are strong enough. It's just the screws are too dinky. So that they keep like coming out and the wood's kind of soft. So we're gonna put some heavy duty screws in that next, and hopefully it will never scratch again. I'm really hoping this is the last time that we ever have to mess with this door and then it never scrapes again. You go for it. Yes!
Oh, jeez.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's beautiful. I was gonna say it's a beautiful sound, but it's the lack of sound that's beautiful. All right, well, we're very happy about that because this has been a freaking nightmare. We couldn't open the door all the way because we didn't want to scratch up the floor anymore. But it works, and this is the last freaking time, I swear it!
Yes! Y'all, Eric's been working on a project in the bathroom, and I think he might be having a tough time.
I'm a little frustrated, you guys. Since the shower was installed, the first time we ran it, we actually noticed that it was leaking from right about here. In order to fix that, you kind of have to take the whole thing apart. Trouble is, I've taken it apart, and now I don't remember how to put it back together.
Oh, is that what's happening?
Yeah, because it's like you have to put in one piece at a time, or else if you put it all together in the wrong order, then one thing's loose, the other thing's tight, you know. It's a little complicated. I think I'm figuring it out. Plus, I always feel like I just don't quite have all the tools that I need. Like, this little crescent wrench isn't quite big enough. These pliers won't actually go around anything because they're too small. What is going on with this thing?
I don't know. Good luck. I'm just going to do dishes instead because that I can handle.
Okay. All right, I've got the whole thing reinstalled. I think that I did it right. Let's give it a try. Water's coming out of that little nozzle. Nothing's leaking, but the thing is, it leaks when I turn this, which is the rain shower head. So that's what I'm really trying to fix here. Come on, baby, big money. We have rain shower. We don't have, I don't think anything's leaking there. I don't see any water.
It might be fixed.
Might be fixed, baby. All right, we can finally take our glorious rain shower. We've been having to use this thing the whole time. Guess I can turn that off. All right, it works. Another thing fixed.
Yay!
Yes!
So many things. So many things. So many things. Check it out, y'all. We have a sweet outdoor setup. We have a new rug. We've got little festoon lights running across the trees.
Yeah, this is something we always wanted to do, is just to like curate a really fun outdoor space that we can set up when we get to a campsite. We're not quite there, obviously. We only have the 2 things. By the way, I don't think we mentioned it. We actually came to an RV park because we've gotten our hatch done, and this was something we didn't really want to do at an RV park because we didn't want to get kicked out. But all the other stuff, I don't think anyone's going to care about. But I'm sad to say we have a much bigger problem that kind of popped up. We switched over to our pump earlier today, and what came out smelled like disgusting rotten eggs. It was nasty.
Egg diapers or something.
It was
very
horrible.
bad.
Like a sulfur hot springs is what it smelled like. That means that our freshwater tank is contaminated. It got some kind of growth in there or something like that. We figured this would happen eventually, but we hadn't really had to deal with it just yet. And I guess it's because it hasn't been cleaned out since it was sitting up at the mechanic, you know? I think it's about time we clean this sucker out. But we got just the tool for the job. A big old thing of bleach. And you really don't put that much in there, and you have to let it sit for at least 24 hours to try to clean out all the nasty gunk that's in the tank. Theoretically, we could just pump all the water out, but then we have to run all the nasty water through our lines even more, and it's not gonna drain the tank completely. So instead, what I'm gonna do is open our little tank drain valve and just drain it into the sewer. You really don't wanna smell this water, you guys. It's something really nasty is growing in there. I hope we can fix it.
Yeah, but we really want to be able to do off-grid stays, and right now we can't because we can't have any water source.
And I know a lot of you pro RVers out there are probably shouting a bunch of tips at us. This whole technique was from a guide on campingworld.com, so I'm just doing what they say. This is my first time doing this, so I don't know. Hopefully I do it right. As you guys know, I got sick in a previous video, but we didn't drink out of the tank, but maybe just a little bit got in me somehow.
Who knows?
Yeah, it definitely smells like it would make you sick. All right, we have our little bleach solution inside of this little water jug. They say to mix it with at least a gallon of fresh water before you put it in there, so that's what we did. But our plan is to use our handy little funnel contraption to funnel it into the tank. All right, dump away.
Are you sure?
Yeah, let's try it. Let's see if it works. Yeah, eat that delicious bleach water. Take that, bacteria.
Suck it, bacteria.
Suck my bleach. Okay, this tank has been bleached, so now all we have to do is fill it up the rest of the way, run it through all the lines, and then let it sit. I got some more bad news, y'all. Something's leaking. I'm assuming it's coming from our pump because there's a pool of water right under our pump. Before we did the renovation, this was actually the most rotten part of the RV for this exact reason, utilities leaking. I've actually noticed that there is some wet wood over there. The water is leaking down and getting into the crevasses.
If we have to take up this floor again, I'm done.
We're not taking up this floor. We're driving it off a cliff. You guys know that. We're not doing any of that anymore with this rig. It doesn't look like super rotted or anything, so we might just need to set a fan down here and let it dry. Ah! I'm so mad. Ugh.
Think of all the good things we did in the last couple days.
Well, we figured out where the leak's coming from. Believe it or not, it's this tiny little seam on this pump. Here you can see how the water's just like very slowly seeping out. And that made a giant pool of water under here that's like drained all the way over to that edge of the RV. And we looked under here the other day and we didn't see anything. So I don't know if it just happened or what, but I literally had to rip all this stuff up. And look, there's just like wet OSB down there. Oh, it's a horrible sight to see, you guys. I don't like it at all. We got the fan going here. We're gonna have to try to like contain this water somehow or drain the lines or something, but we'll figure it out one way or another. All right, anyways, we're gonna move on.
I was about to say, you fix one thing and something else breaks, but I guess that's the joy of RV life.
Well, good morning, y'all. Once again. So, time to give you guys a little update on our water situation. We have flushed the tank multiple times, so we're getting all the chlorine out of there. It doesn't smell like rotten eggs anymore, so I think that is a wild success. But one solution leads to another problem. So it turns out that our pump is leaking when we have the shore water hooked up because some of it kind of backflows through the pump and then it hits this kind of stopper valve. So it's putting pressure in the pump and the water just slowly seeps out that stupid little hole that we showed you last night. But we did manage to get all this dried out. We just left a little fan in here all night, dried it all up. The leak is very slow, so theoretically we can just like capture that water. Now that we know of it, it's not gonna get all over the RV, but it's just one more stupid thing that we have to deal with and then eventually fix. So there's gonna be another renovation video. It's not done, you guys. I guess this is more of like a fixer-upper type of video because as you use an RV or a house or anything, things go wrong, you know? It's just like being a homeowner, right? But I am happy that we managed to get a bunch of projects done. We can finally go fill our propane, which is nice.
We can finally open our bathroom door.
Yes, that has been very, very nice. But anyways, more adventures to come in Clementine. We have so much more of the country to see. It's gonna be awesome.
All right, goodbye, adventurers.
We'll see you on the road.